Conditions a little windy, but fine and sunny. A tough track, 2.6 kilometres in length. In fact, a late breaker's paradise. 3 times per lap, you're hard on the brakes, either into a hairpin or a set of S's. First up race for the day will be the 250 production bikes. In fact, judging from the action we saw in practice and qualifying over the last couple of days, this will be a cracker. Adam Ferguson, now 5 out of 5. Grid positions, pole for him in the Australian Championship. Curtin, McAteer, Kinner, Muggeridge, Turnbull, Issel and Pitt. So the regular players right up at the front. Gee, Adam Ferguson, 5 out of 5 pole positions. He's really got them beat psychologically, and there's a point up for grabs each time you grab pole position. So he's 5 points up from where he would be, given that he hadn't got the pole position. We're in the starter's hands. Now the S's are very close. You're probably only going to get a couple of gears before you get to the S's. The start will be crucial here at Mallala. Who's got it? Kevin Curtin looks strong. Bike 3 gets in there. That's what he needs. Just try and stay away from all the dramas that are about to unfold. The 250 production race always has dramas. In fact, everyone seems to have gotten through pretty cleanly. This circuit really is a bike setup circuit. If you've got your bike set up well under brakes and you can get it to turn in, then you've got probably a winning combination, or at least something you can use. 69 on screen now, but that's bike 3. Curtin out in front, and you can see right now that they're down behind the fairing. This is a super fast right-hand sweeper for these guys, flat out in top gear. They simply go up through the gears and hold it flat all the way through. Then late on the brakes, down into this right-hander. This is the Northern S's here at Mallala. And again, if you're not keen on late brakes, I don't think you're going to go too hard here.
Kevin Curtin, usually the rider that really puts it all together in these races. He's probably got more experience than the other younger fellas behind him. Ferguson, as you said, has been qualifying very fast this year, but generally when it comes to the race, Curtin just seems to have the smarts.
Yeah, well, that's Kinner in behind him, and he's a bit of a new name actually to this game, but he's sitting back in second place, and I'd say right at the moment, hard in the mouth, just trying to work out what he's going to do with the second position right at the moment. But it is Curtin really in control. He looks strong. Ferguson's back there in 4th place, and McAteer up there sitting in the middle of these two. Here comes Adam Ferguson looking for a run up the inside. Now he's exactly done that, so he knows what he's trying to achieve out there. He's just got to settle into the job. Coming from pole position, well, psychological advantage, but once the flag drops, the lights go green, then you've really got to put up or shut up. And you can see 250 production action right through the field. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at the front, the middle, or the end. Always close. The bikes, well, they're virtually identical. In fact, all Suzukis. There are no other brands of motorcycle out there on the racetrack at the moment, and the RGV Suzuki really is the machine to be on. Now, you can see Carl Muggeridge up there as well, so it seems to me also, Dennis, that some of the local players really do have some local advantage here.
Well, it's always the case, Greg, when you go to the ARRC rounds at each meeting, the local guys think this is their big chance to perform in front of the television and so on, and I think you'll find after a few laps settle in, the more experienced riders that are quicker generally at most of the circuits will come to the fore.
Well, I can see McAteer here is putting in a pretty strong ride as well. You know, tyres come into a big part of this as well, and not only machine setup, but your ability to pick the right type of tyres and set your bike up on the tyres that are, well, suited to the day, suited to that part of the day even. And once again, the 250 production guys, it's a fine line between having something you can use and ultimately something that goes against you, and in fact you hate your bike throughout the race and you can't wait to come back and change something. Your leader, Kevin Curtin, doesn't he look smooth as he comes in through this corner? Well and truly in charge. The bike looks strong. He's fit and really has a great attitude on his racing, and that makes the world of difference in bike racing. There's no doubt about it. If you've got the head on the shoulders, you know what you're about, then you'll usually come up with the goods. And we see that, doesn't matter what class it is, 250 production, the 125s, Grand Prix, Superbikes. It really does come down to having your head screwed on and being able to just sit down and nut problems out. I can see there bike 7, Ferguson, starting to come up. So it's Curtin, McAteer and Ferguson, 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. And Kevin Curtin seems to just have that little bit of a break. He's pulled the pin. Isn't it interesting, Dennis, just these guys in the pits, you can pick the personalities, just who's cool, calm and collected. Ferguson's one of them, and I think Kevin Curtin's a little more focused.
Yes, well, Kevin Curtin riding under the guidance from Graham Boyd Motorcycles, and Graham's a very keen follower of this class, and as I said, I think Kevin Curtin probably has a little bit more experience. Oh, one of the riders there, in fact, Muggeridge running really wide, tucks back down, almost bashes fairings. But Kevin Curtin probably has just got the smarts, I think, for this class. It's coming to the tail end of the series. He's been consistent all through the year. Ferguson is a little bit quicker. He's the new kid on the block. But I think, I'd be putting probably my money on Curtin through his experience.
Yes, no doubt that experience with setting up the motorcycle, not only just handling the pressures of racing, but also being able to set the motorcycle to do the distance. And again, being comfortable with what you've got. Once you've made the decision and you're on the grid, there's nothing you can do about it. You simply have to come to grips with what you've got underneath you and then make the most of it. The beauty, of course, of motorcycle racing is that the rider himself is a movable aerodynamic device. It gives him the ability to elbow out in the air, maybe a knee a little further out. Consequently, you can possibly overcome some problems. Down past pit straight now, not a lot of time to look at the lap boards. As the guys tip into this right-hander here past the pit straight, they go back 4 gears, so they're pretty busy. And in fact, the last gear, they've tipped into the corner and they only pick up at the apex. So, they're pretty well desperate there under brakes. Now we've got the right-hander, and don't the bikes look fantastic through here. Absolutely flat in top gear. And I'm a little surprised. You can see here now, up the inside on Curtin, this is a surprising move because McAteer there, I didn't think he had the distance to do it. Late, you can see the bike hopping around under brakes. So, McAteer now heads them here at Mallala, and I don't think Curtin's going like this. Gets up the inside, comes Kevin Curtin, has a look, can't go on with it, but this has allowed Adam Ferguson to come up and play. We now have a 3-way battle for the lead.
Well, Ferguson, you remember from the last meeting, is the absolute late of the late breakers. He's always claimed that as his strong point, and he's tucked right in the draft here behind Curtin, just having a bit of a look there. Curtin having a little bit of a nibble down the inside, but McAteer got the line covered. All runs a little bit wide there up over the ripple strip. I think Ferguson's sitting in the box seat here. He's just watching these two, and as soon as either of them make the slightest mistake, he'll nip down the inside.
Isn't this a huge battle for the lead? Here comes Adam Ferguson up the inside. It's a 3-way battle on their last lap. Ferguson up into second place, so this looks good for him. Now all he has to do is move one further forward to pick up the points, and right at the moment, McAteer has lost right out of this. He's really got to think about what he wants to do. And no one's seeming to go for the slipstream. They just seem to want to battle on their own part of the racetrack. McAteer looks up the inside. Ferguson now up the inside into the lead. He's only a few corners from home. This is a big move from him. Got to hand it to you, Dennis Neal. Had that one picked nicely. He's been sitting back and watching it all, and this is what's unfolded. We now have Adam Ferguson down under the paint. Not about under the screen. This guy's trying to hide behind the paint. Up the inside comes Kevin Curtin. Can he do it? Yes, up the inside. Kevin Curtin now takes the lead back. Oh, McAteer just about up and out of the seat. Dear oh dear. Now let's have a quick look at that as they head for the line. Amazing performance there. Kevin Curtin's fought back for it, grabs the lead. McAteer settles for second. Ferguson from the lead back into third place. Geez, you couldn't believe that, could you? Muggeridge now gets across the line in fourth. What a race. The 250 production bikes once again turning it on here at Mallala. Well, Kevin Curtin continues to pile on the points when it really counts towards the end of the season. Ahead of Ferguson, Issel, Muggeridge, McAteer and Tom.